Let's go into our centers. Selah breath, making connections to begin the day. In the center of the three altars in the Holy of Holies, we turn to that altar which is that beyond all names, and to the God and Goddess. Behind us are the altars of the flame, the altar of the gate. We place our intention on that altar to the unnamed, asking for the blessing on this special day. And at that altar, we begin with the session with the prayer. We now establish our Merkabah field and gather unto the circle the four square stone, and that divine unity within. We begin with the summoning. We call to stand and witness for us those of the angelic, human, and Davic realms who share in this our special commission on this special day. We call upon the great Metatron, the office of the Christos, Thothora, Menon, David, and those other luminaries who also focus on this day and offer this opportunity to us to assist too.
We open the veil of the labyrinth and stand unadorned in the light of the cosmic Christos. Let the forces of light bring illumination to all of we who serve in the starry fields. Let the spirit of peace permeate the earth and all of her inhabitants. May humans of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation within the divine harmonic of universal accord. May the sharing of self on the part of all humans be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be. Assist and guide us to do our part. May the full light spectrum of love and power renew the plan in all our worlds.
Prayer has flown, and so it is.
And so it is.
We will be going into the silence, not the deep silence, but our semi-silence. The Selah for us. For 5 minutes, and the purpose of this is to establish a foundational reference point, a divine reference point for the planet for this day. The other 5 groups in the ORA are doing the same thing. It's not necessary, of course, to do this the same instant. It's in nonlinear time, or even the 3-day window for that matter. It's happening now for everybody. Disable your cells, please.
Just wanted to report something having to do with the silence.
Okay.
This morning, my
Can you hear?
my housemate was watering plants outside, and he came in and he said, "There's not a single bird or bird sound out there." And so we went outside and we stood there for we've got swallows and a nest, and there's always tons of birds flying around. For 5 minutes more, I don't know when it started, we stood out there and there was not a single sound of a bird or anything, and it was starting to freak me out actually. And then there was a little cheep, and then then a little by little it started again. And I said, well, this is supposed to be this, Sha'Alura event day, and maybe they were just honoring it, but it was amazing how
Well, it does make
I've
sense.
never seen anything like nothing flying, nothing making a sound.
About what time roughly was that?
8?
And I noticed it at between 6:30 and 7. There was not a bird. making a sound.
5:15, 5:30. Still.
Silence.
Maybe it was a long time. Maybe it was a couple
Well,
hours.
it does sound significant. When the sun, just before the sun comes up, there's a wave of energy goes around the planet. That's the best time to meditate, by the way. And nature wakes up then, so that's the time it gets noisy. Birds and tree toads and alligators, they're all, they sense that life wave and they're responding. Same thing happens at twilight. No,
I just thought
well,
that nature was observing something.
well, they should. It should, they should.
And there was a particularly beautiful alignment of stars this morning about 5 o'clock. Very bright.
Oh.
I don't know if that's Saturn or, and another one right above it.
I think it's Venus.
Is
Venus?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
It's
just
been
extraordinary
Oh,
before
my.
the sun came up.
Well, Venus is much into this with Earth, and we've been told to keep that connection through this time.
Yeah, Venus isn't this whole solar system ascending? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, any other reports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sleeping really heavily.
Can you hear?
Can you hear me
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was sleeping real heavily this last night, but I was awakened at 3:28 and I had a message. And I checked to see this morning later if it was just meant for me or for the group, and it was meant for the group. So I'll share it. There were two statements. One is, return to your family of origin. And the second one was, remember your essence. So those were the two messages. And they were with me the whole night. It was like I didn't get up and write them down until this morning. And so they stayed with me from 3:30 all the way until 7:15, and just running again over and over in my head. So that's this.
I was asked last night as I was doing my prayer work to write this down, and I forgot until you pulled your little sheet. But the double rainbow that was over us last night as we left and everything, and it said that things are in perfect balance and harmony, completion, health, and wholeness. You have come through a difficult lessons and done a good job. Your higher self or guidance is well pleased.
Carolyn?
I was awakened this morning at 5:15 and a Bible verse, and it was for all, and it was, this is the day the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Well, Bill, the wave's already here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We're, that sound wave that we can't hear is already passed through us. If it's going so fast to get here, through all these galaxies, it had to pass through pretty quick. It must be gigantic, though.
The wave is, yeah.
It must be gigantic.
The wave, what was it? Ultrasonic? Some special. It was umpteen times faster than the speed of light. However, nonlinear time, it's come to a screeching halt. I mean, here, might be zipping, but nonlinear time, it's installed.
So we're here to help anchor it, kind of.
Yeah, and I sort of think
Do anything.
the way people have been describing, picking up, that the nature has started the day with the silence. I feel it. Rejoice is the day the Lord has made. Okay.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
You want to shut that door for any other arrivals, or do you want them just to come in?
Shut by itself.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go then.
And this is our Orion number here. All right. You know what to do, do it. I'll bring you on. Now, as to the 2 stars, the event itself, and then go into the Sha'Alura. And return when it's comfortable for you.
Do you need, are you not gonna sit here, right? Yes.
I picked up on the David presence again, and wings enclosing the group, the families at work, of the essence. Divine rushing today. Get into the movement and the ziggurat connection. Just a couple, few dozen minutes with the orientation with the Google Earth. I thought you'd be interested in seeing the hinges that are the main download point apparently in UK for this.
Did you want any reports from people?
Yeah, before I get into that, any other reports
From the
from this last night? Or-
No, I mean from the silence, you just said.
Oh,
make sure that
yeah,
we-
from the silence. Anything you pick up in the silence?
I actually saw this wiggly line and someone came in and went and straightened it,
Okay.
so.
And
Yeah.
I saw many serpents, but I was brought to Hada's staff and the serpent that the staff is.
Exactly. Yeah, okay.
It came to me
A little louder.
at the very end of the meditation, just 3 words, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace. Into that.
Yeah.
Anyway, the hinges now, that is the center of a number of huge grids. One of them from the Calvinist stones down to Malta, as for example, the size of this. This is in that, and some others too. But the primary one apparently is the download into the whole matrix of all of the formations. And that's what the formations are telling us. So when Adam and I checked that out, as I say, we so, well, all right, Sirius has to be there since that's our primary star of the east, the Maga, star of the Magi. So we checked it out and found them. Here's Sirius A and B in the correct position. Now I want to run over to the ziggurat. I need to sit there.
You want to go to Crestone?
Yeah, why don't you just take us to Crestone, all right.
Okay, you guys, hang on. There we go. Whoa.
What fun. All right. I have the ship. Okay, just a reminder of the grid. Here is the eagle. Down here is the ziggurat. And over here the labyrinth, which is part of the matrix. Actually, they're very close together in this chart. And then the central pillar of flame. Then all of this is a Rochelle system. So ziggurat.
That central pillar of flame, where exactly is that?
The central pillar flame is a synthesis of the two primary driving poles, and it's formed mainly by the two labyrinths. But the Chart labyrinth combines with the ziggurat, so it's part of the same matrix. So when these were activated, the flame pillar was constructed. I won't go into the whole procedure, but there were 100 levels down in the earth. Each level produced a flame being that came to the surface. So we had 100 of those flame beings that merged into a single flame pillar. Then the levels sealed up again. But we still have that line down into the planet and with the flame. Up to the top of the flame we have a dove that's hanging out there. And then we have a ring of blue and gold fires around the pillar. And I think that can be variable, but I also think they represent the 72, the 40, and the 20 as a composite. And those should be separated out into rings on occasion when they're needed. So anyway, that is the central flame. Here's the ziggurat. There is a form of crescent. The crescent would be like this. This is a ridge of a hill form. So our shin pole in this crescent is this point in the road. From that point, the torus grid generates. Out in this open area here, we have a red concrete platform. That represents the red star Aldebaran. That gives us our alignment. Over a little ways later, or across this area, there's a square wooden erection here that gives us a pi sign. So that line of bearing is that reference point through the Aldebaran. So these represent the horns of the bull. This is the Elnath line, goes up through Shumei. And I haven't shown the L shift on here, but it's there. So what we will do is today, we'll go over to this and install or effectively install the Sha'Alura. I'm trying to find the labyrinth now.
The sharp labyrinth
Yeah.
is right above. Stop. Now just, there you go. You're almost there. Just,
The green.
there you go. It's that sharp labyrinth.
Oh, okay. So it's,
That gold is hard to see. Yeah, it's- There it is.
I've got to get my keyboard here to straighten that out.
Oh, it's just,
This is correctly oriented at 46 degrees, 50-some minutes, seconds, to duplicate the shard labyrinth. Shard labyrinth does not face east as the church insists. So their statements of orientation are very confusing about doors and directions and so forth. So we'll talk about this when we go to the shard labyrinth. We'll set that up and explain what's going on and where people will be positioned and all of that. I'm just registering this right now in your mental bodies because this is a part of this matrix that we're entering with the ziggurat system. Okay. So I think that is all we need to see here.